Hello and welcome to Frugal Over 50. I'm Amy and I'm happy to welcome you here today to my channel where we talk about everything related to frugality, minimalism, and intentional living, especially aimed at the needs of the mature woman. Today's video is going to be another Wednesday one take. And on Wednesday one takes, I like to just look into my phone camera and start talking to you about a subject that interests me. And a lot of times it ends up interesting you as well. Today I want to talk to you about how I started my YouTube channel because I think that some of you might be interested in doing the same, and I want you to know that the barrier to entry is extremely, extremely low, as in if I can do it, you can too. So I'm just going to give you a few tips that I used, and those will give you a sort of behind the scenes insight about how I run my channel, and they may also give you some tips in case you would like to start a channel of your own. The first thing that I did took the longest, and that was to decide to do it. That actually took about a year, maybe a little bit longer than that. And then along that process, while I was deciding what to do, I started thinking about what would I actually talk about on my channel. You know, when you get to be our age, you have many interests and you could probably run 3 or 4 or 5 channels on different subjects, right? How do you choose which one to talk about? And I had it narrowed down to 2 possibilities, and I don't even know how I picked this one, but I'm so glad that I did because I ended up really loving this particular subject. Now, having picked the subject that I was going to pick, then I needed to choose a name because the name would then drive how I got started, how I entered the platform, so to speak. And I started looking around at things like frugal and minimal and 50 and words like that. And I don't even know how the expression frugal over 50 came into my mind, but I thought, this sounds like something somebody must already have. I mean, right? Doesn't it sound like something that's been around for a while? So I started Googling it. Nobody has this. In fact, even today, you take a pause here, get on Google and type in frugal over 50, 3 separate words. Nothing comes up. It's like 50 tips for how to be frugal, you know, stuff like that. Nothing about how to be frugal when you're over 50, unless it's talking about like articles about how to retire to Scottsdale. Really? This is what we're after? No. So I was really happy that I sort of landed on a channel title that I liked. Now the next hurdle, and this is really why I wanted to do this kind of a thing for you, because I had like silly, ridiculous little hurdles. Like you would expect to take a while to decide if you're going to do a YouTube channel, and you would expect to take a while to decide what you're going to talk about, and you would expect to take a little while to figure out what you're going to call your channel, right? But then I couldn't figure out how to get that onto YouTube. And finally, I was talking to this guy who does a whole lot of internet stuff, and I was like, okay, but he was telling me all these like super advanced things, and I was like, I don't understand, like, how do I get started? And he finally looks at me and says, you have to make a Gmail account for that channel. And I was like, So I'm telling you, in case you're wondering, like I have a separate Gmail account for Frugal Over 50. There are, I know now, other ways that you can do that, but that's the simplest way. Set up a Gmail account with your channel's title. Bam, there's your channel. It's all set up. Now, once you get onto the platform, all you have to do is go on YouTube, sign in through your channel title's Gmail address, and there you are. You can look at YouTube tutorials and the settings and all kinds of things and figure out how you want your channel to look. There's a, profile picture, channel art, things like that. If you have spent any time in the last 10 years on any form of social media, it's pretty familiar. You can figure out how to do it just by sitting and messing around within the YouTube settings. It's not that hard. I don't know, it's not that different from Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, figuring out what you want your page to look like. It's the same kind of thing. YouTube is a little bit more specific to video, of course, so they offer some, I think, more powerful tools for really personalizing what you're offering, and that's why I chose YouTube as opposed to another platform. But it's not that hard to figure that out. So once you have the decision made, you have your topic, you have your title, you have your Gmail account, you get on there and mess around with settings and play around with what you want it to look like, then you might be wondering, what do I do next? One of the first places that you can go if you want to do stuff for free, which I did, this is definitely a frugal and minimal channel, is I went to Canva, and I'll link them below. It's not sponsored or anything, but I'll link them below. Canva offers free templates for all sorts of things. So my YouTube thumbnails are all created for free on Canva. My channel art for free on Canva. The little subscribe square created for free on Canva. They offer everything. I've been using Canva for a long time to make posters for my other business, when I want to get new voice students. But now I use Canva for everything I need to do on YouTube that is a still element. So not the video. Now, the next thing that you need to figure out is, how are you going to shoot your videos? I happen to get a $35 tripod plus ring light that includes a way that you can put your phone steady right under the ring light, and that's what I use. And it's linked below. It's in every one of my videos. And I kind of recommend it. I mean, it's super cheap. It's like I barely touch it because it's just I'm looking up at my ring light, it's gonna fall over if I breathe on it too hard. If you got a little more money to spend, I'd spend a little more money. But if you want to get a ring light, which makes your eyes look pretty, then that's the cheapest way to get into the ring light game, and you'd also get a tripod. Now, you also need to be able to shoot your videos in 1080p at 30 frames per second. This makes me sound like a filmmaker, but it's just kind of the current YouTube standard. There are people who shoot in higher definition than that, but you don't need to when you're just getting started. And any smartphone at about number 6 on, so iPhone 6, Samsung Galaxy S6, those kind of numbers on, they're just going to do that for you. You don't have to go out and buy a camera. You can use your phone. One of the things that I didn't know and that my daughter told me, so all credit to the teenagers, is that for YouTube purposes, you need to shoot your videos with your phone rectangular this way. Instagram is this way, yes? But YouTube is this way. So that's my phone right there. And I'm talking into like the left side as I'm looking at it. You'll see it on the right side of your screen, I think. I'm not sure. Yeah, so you can just get started. Press the video and start talking into it. If you want to do things that are a little bit more vlog style or other kinds of things like that, you just face your camera whichever way you want, and it will automatically record in high definition. So it's a super easy barrier to entry, assuming you have a smartphone at level 6 or later. If you don't and you want to get into the YouTube game, you can get cameras that'll shoot in high definition for a few $100s if that is something that you're interested in and have the money for. You may also have a camera in the back of a drawer somewhere that you could get started with that wouldn't be the highest definition available on a phone, but it gets you going. Now you'll notice that in today's video, I have a little lavalier mic that I've just picked up, but I did the first 4 months of my channel without even that. I just talked into the phone, used the phone microphone. It was fine. None of you complained about it. Now, I learned from Benji and, what's this guy's name? It's escaping me. The video channel is called Video Influencers. I'll link them down below. So this is a one take. You're going to get all the mistakes in my talking as well. But they taught me that you need to think about 3 things: audio, video, and lighting, AVL. And so I think about how good is my sound, how good is my video quality, and how good is my lighting. I use a lot of natural light with my ring light. The video is clear enough with the phone camera. As you can see, it's perfectly fine. And the audio was okay with the phone's microphone. It was all right. I like this new lavalier mic that I have a little bit better. And if I had more money, I'd get one of those shotgun mics they called, but those are like $100 or more, and this baby is like 20 bucks. And so that's well within my budget. Now, when I'm thinking about all of those things, they really help get the process going so that I can make videos that I'm really happy with. But you're going to also want something to edit with, and this takes a little bit of time, just sort of looking online, looking at tutorials, because I work in sort of the Apple universe. I have that level of privilege, honestly, where I can afford that stuff. I have a MacBook Air that has iMovie just with it, and that's what I use. There are people who get fancier stuff and pay for it, but I just use the stuff that came with my computer. If you're working in a Windows-based environment, my understanding is that there's a product out there called Filmora, and Filmora helps you to do the same things that iMovie does, but in a different environment, and I think you can get a free Filmora account as well. So you want to think about your editing, and then uploading is not that hard. You just upload from the place where you edited and you're good to go. Then you can add as much or as little information in your description box, your end cards, your iCards, all these kinds of things are available just as part of the settings, but you don't have to do that to get started. If you have something that you would like to share and you have some ideas and you've been thinking about a YouTube channel, I say go for it. You know, the barrier to entry is just turning on your phone camera and starting to talk. And some people report huge success over time with that method. I'm going for a more personal approach. It will probably make me some money at some point, but right now it's helping me to save money and make new friends, so I'm really happy with it. I don't know if this kind of thing will help you, or maybe it'll just help you understand that when people make YouTube videos, it involves some detail and some interest and some work, but there's also a lot of fun. You get to learn new skills, and you get to have a great time while you're doing it. So I recommend it. Now, if you find this kind of video helpful, I'm talking about a frugal, minimal, and intentional YouTube channel. But on this channel, I'll talk about other subjects that are frugal, intentional, and minimal. Then I hope that you'll subscribe and give this video a like. Click the notification bell so that you'll get notified first of new videos made right here with my ring light on my tripod with my iPhone turned this way and edited in iMovie and uploaded just for you. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.